Hello, beautiful souls. My face is offline for this video as I am trying different methods of getting these valuable messages across. So let me know what you think. And if you've been with me through the last series where we built up that all-important self-awareness muscle, you are ready for this next step. Because self-awareness is the foundation and transformation is the result. And in between is the chaos, because you don't become self-aware today and wake up the next day all transformed and changed and ready to face the world. I wish it was that easy, but no, we have to go through a process of change and then transformation.
This is Soul Sense Empowerment. Heal your mind, elevate your spirit, empower you.
Self-awareness helps you recognize the patterns, the beliefs, the masks, the biases, etc. And then you make a conscious decision to change, rewire, or rewrite those that no longer serve your highest good. And then comes transformation. So this is a two-part video where I break down the 7 stages of transformation. If you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck, or like you've outgrown the old version of you, you are exactly in the right place. And I promise by the end of these videos, you will see your chaos in a whole new light. Sometimes we talk about change and transformation interchangeably, but I think there is a big difference. Change is like a snake shedding his skin. It's like changing my clothes. I look different, but underneath, you're still the same. Transformation, on the other hand, that's the butterfly effect, because you emerge from your old self into something different and what actually God intended for you to be. So let's now explore the stages of transformation. So stage 1, disturbance. Nobody wakes up saying, you know what? Today I want a life-shattering event that sends me out of control and into an identity crisis. Nobody does that, at least not anyone I know. But here we are, it happens. Disturbance might show up as losing your job, losing your relationship, or going through a very bad breakup, or a major loss like financial loss, or as small as discovering your go-to coffee shop closed and suddenly you questioning your entire existence, or something more serious and life-changing like losing someone dear to you, someone you love. In this stage, everything familiar breaks down. Your routines gone, your confidence shaken, your sense of control, poof, gone, your faith even shattered. For me, disturbance came when I had to resign from a seemingly high-profile and promising career in health research and start cleaning houses for a living. Everyone actually thought I was insane. Sometimes I thought so too. Like this one day, I was cleaning the toilet bowl and water splashed into my eyes, into my damn eyes. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, but obviously at that point, crying was the easiest option because at least the tears got to wash my eyes. But seriously, I had to reframe that whole scenario, because disturbance isn't destruction, it's the invitation. Disruption is the crack in the shell where transformation can begin. And here's the thing, transformation isn't just a mindset thing. Sometimes it's something deeper, something bigger than ourselves. You might feel like your entire sense of identity is unraveling, and that's not a breakdown. It's a spiritual emergence. That's when your inner world starts shifting to match the outer chaos. you start asking different questions, craving more meaning, feeling like something big is waking up inside you, even if it's messy. When I made the decision to leave health research, it was because I felt deeply, very, very deeply, that my values were not aligned with what I did for a living. But that's a story for another day. And that for me was a spiritual emergence. It wasn't a fluke or a moment of madness, even though it was super messy in the early days. It was a spiritual emergence. And spiritual emergence isn't woo-hoo. It's real. It's ordained, I believe. And when we resist it, it gets louder. But when we learn to recognize it, it becomes a doorway. So, stage 2 is the resistant. After disturbance, in comes resistance. This is where we pretend change isn't happening. You tell yourself, oh, this is just a phase. You'll all go back to normal. Or one of my favorite, if I reorganize my wardrobe or bookshelf, maybe I'll feel in control again. And sometimes this works, but it's only temporary, because this is what's happening. Your ego is panicking. The ego loves comfort, control, and predictable outcomes. And this thing happening, the change, the disturbance, the resistance, none of that is ego's best friend. These are not ego-based things. So the mind will spiral. What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? What if this journey means giving up on my favorite things? For me, for example, my resistance came in a series of questioning my decision. What if resigning was a mistake? I mean, almost everyone thought so. But resistant doesn't mean you're weak or wrong. It means your identity is shifting and your ego is just trying to keep up or trying to torpedo the whole thing. This is where you need to listen to your intuition or your gut feeling. I believe intuition is the voice of God. Like he says in James 4 verses 7, submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. I think submit yourselves to God speaks to surrender, letting go of the need to control everything, which is ego and the root of resistance. The part where it says resist the devil, this isn't just a spiritual warfare. It can also symbolize resisting fear, ego, doubt, or lies we believe ourselves during transformation. And he'll flee from you, affirms that resistance loses power when we align with something greater than our fear. Stage 3 is now realization. This is when something shifts, not with fireworks, more like a quiet moment of clarity. This is realization. You start to see that clinging to the past is actually holding you back. It's like the nostalgia trap we talked about in one of the series. The comfort of routine is like trying to use a flip phone in 2025. Yeah, technically it works, but it's outdated and kind of sad. So instead of asking, how do I go back to what I was or what I was comfortable with or in my control, you start asking, what if this is leading me to something better? Of course, you'll be still scared, which is fine, but now you are curious and in a position to take inspired action. And this will be like your okay moment. It's fine, let's do this. So if you're in the middle of the chaos, if resistance feels like a full-time job, or if you've just had your first aha moment, this is your sign. You're not behind. You are transforming. You are in the process of changing, transforming. And that's it for part 1. In part 2, we'll dive into acceptance, transformation, and the final gift that transformation always leaves behind. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell button, and get notified when this next video drops. So with gratitude, bye for now.